Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
After a 2-week break, we return to the Senol NPLM Men's Victoria and to Adventure Park. As for the second time this season, Avondale FC face off against the Dandenong Thunder. The reverse fixture at George Andrews Reserve proved to be quite a tight affair, with an absolute screamer from Emlyn Wellsmore from 40 yards, proving the difference. With the looming transfer window coming next week, this opportunity presents itself for both sides. Moreover, for a very youthful Dandenong Thunder, who've got a massive point to prove. The headline item, Jacob Wiseman has been signed by the Dandenong Thunder and is available for selection today. Only just last week, he was featuring for Yarraville Glory in State League 1 Northwest. Of course, after Dennis Martin suffered a shoulder injury, we believe, against Caroline Springs George Cross. And the debutant goalkeeper, Nicola Whittam, only, I believe, 16 years of age, only featured in the latter portion of that first half. Nonetheless, Avondale, their horizon set on what will be another championship and premiership push. What an opportunity presents themselves this afternoon. Andy Elderton, who was a part of Andrew Piddock's coaching staff after he resigned earlier in the season, has actually returned to the dugout alongside interim head coach Elliot Kainu. So that will be another headline item for this afternoon's contest. I am your commentator, Neil Simons, alongside my co-commentator, Ross Papadakis. We love winter football, and we are feeling it. Of course, there's plenty of football around the world, of course, with the pending FIFA World Cup, but the headline items and the real show is in the Senol NPLM Men's Victoria. I can't wait for this one.
This will be a great game. Looking forward to it. It's a beautiful day for some football as well. A bit chilly, but great conditions for some Saturday football here at Avondale Park. Should we go through the lineups, Neil?
Absolutely. I think that's a really, really good idea, Ross. Of course, Jacob Wiseman, yes, the man who is making his Dandenong Thunder debut in goals for the away side. Number 2, Tabana Obani. Number 4, Sevdim Ismaili. Number 5, Mersim Mehmeti. Number 6, Jack Borton. Number 11, Ali Soleimani. Number 13, Dylan Thomas. Number 15, Parker Williams. Number 18, Dante Avian. Number 19, Oliver Yankolovsky. Number 23, Lat Matiang. As for Avondale, Ross, take us through the lineup.
We've got Jack Gibson, number 1 in between the 6, Jacob Muir, Patrick Flotman, number 7, Adams Marino, number 9, George Ott, number 10, and captain is Bruno Fornaroli, number 13, Yite Towns, number 14, Blake Carpenter, number 17, Ayuk Now, number 23, Christian Trojewski, and number 24, Edmund Wellsmore.
As we do see now, Dylan Thomas down that left-hand channel. He's had to wait and bide his time for some first-team football in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria. It's primarily played through the under-23s in recent weeks. Matter of fact, this will be his first start in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria. Did feature in that cup game as a starter against Altona East Phoenix, where they lost in the Doherty Cup. Avondale as well. One of their last competitive fixtures was against the North Sunshine Eagles, in which they lost narrowly at Larissa Reserve. So they'll be buoyed by their recent struggles. However, in the league, it really hasn't been all too difficult for them after a very intriguing and topsy-turvy start to the campaign, Ross.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good year for Avondale. You've got Bruno Fornaroli, of course, 13 goals in them this year, kind of leading the line for them. Really saved them in a couple of situations this year as well. So looking forward to seeing him in action as well as a very youthful Dandenong Thunder side, as mentioned.
Yes. Absolutely so. As we see Jack Gibson look to spray it out wide. There's actually one of Avondale's very young players, Ayok Mao, of course, signed from the Central Coast Mariners youth side, as Avian able to break the space. Wellsmore back to goal as Fornaroli, twisting, turning. He looks to play a lateral ball to Blake Carpenter, who's inverting in that central left-back position. Here is Christian Trajewski. Now Ott, a bit of a flick. Trajewski looking to get some space in the channels. Yanni Ziz's points to the assistant referee on the near side. And the first offside call of the afternoon. Well, of course, the transfer window opens up next week. Ross, expecting a lot of movement from both of these two sides. I'm sure the Dandenong Thunder, who are very much in a relegation battle, a win this afternoon would be, well, unexpected, but equally do wonders for their relegation battle.
Yeah, it's pretty close down the bottom as well, of course. You got the likes of Bernie Greens, Tony Magic. Of course, yes, everyone else is really down there with them. Green
Yes.
Valley, of course, who we did see were 1-0 up at half-time as well against Hume City.
What a result that would be.
Yeah, it would be.
Absolutely.
St. Albans as well, in and around the bottom of the league as well. As Wiseman takes it out of the back and ball sent along. Head it on to Wellsmore, over to Towns now, who checks for a handball, but still with Towns, and he's got his melee. He takes the ball off him over to Avian, and he's ball sent through by Morton. Down the line now. Back to Avian in the back. Through to Wiseman. Pressure by Fornaroli, and it's taken down by Chadreski. Into George Ott is dispossessed. Back the other way now for the Thunder. Across the face. That's Avian. Over to Albani. It's Avian once again. He's pushed off the ball, but he manages to find his marker in the middle. Down to Albani. Try and get around Wellsmore, and he doesn't. Goes back to Yite Towns.
Avondale look to build out from the back through Patrick Flotman. I believe he's got a very special trading card today, so for those in attendance, I'm sure you can get a limited edition Patrick Flotman trading card. A very nice addition for Avondale this season to, of course, build up their support across the campaign. Here's Jacob Muir, the ex-Perth Glory youngster. 33 appearances in the Isuzu Youth A-League. And with a stint in the USL as well. Very injury-riddled as well, but he's looked to absolute gem at the heart of his Avondale defence. His Fornaroli comes very deep to receive. And play is waved on. It's saved him. Ismaili looking to pop one, but couldn't find the intended target. A massive in for, of course, the Thunder tonight is Ali Suleimani. Had a great game several weeks back against Heidelberg United, where they were near inch perfect. But unfortunately for them, they weren't able to find the all-important winner, and of course they eventually did lose 4-2 and did get on the score sheet in that one as well. The ball was played out wide to Blake Carpenter. Isolated with Oliver Yankolovsky. There's Ott forced out wide. Flotman rolled square for Jacob Muir. Rick Moe. He's very much broken into this Avondale side in recent weeks. After several weeks playing in the under-23s to start the campaign. It's a firm choice ahead of Stefan Valentini at the moment. Here's Zimmerino. He's also back and firing for the Avengers after some injury troubles. Carpenter rolled inside. And, well held by Parker Williams. The Thunder are really holding their own so far, Ross.
They are, yeah. You've got to wonder what would have happened if Ismaili's shot did go in. Of course, that would be great for them in this situation, of course. But live tail as well, of course, that result at Nazio Stadium would mean that Avondale would be second place with a win. Just 1 point behind Hume. The result stays the same, but
yeah. I mean, how the tables can really turn. Two sides which I suppose in pre-season were expected to have differing campaigns, Ross.
Yeah, as Marino goes backwards, but of course we saw the likes of South Melbourne yesterday beating Bentley Greens as well, and Oakleigh Cannons beating Melbourne City, so Oakleigh Cannons sitting pretty up top of the league table. Of course, a place in the Australian Championship on the line for them as well, potentially. Of course, Avondale Foundation Cup in that respect. And relatively well in that inaugural campaign as well in the Senate Championship, has gone down to George Ott. Over to now. Here's Wellsmore. Tarcheski out wide. Look out to once again Barney's pressure. Down the line to Mallett. And then cross now to Bruno Fornaroli. Backwards now. Thunder have a chance to counter-attack here. He's brought through the middle by Avian, and Hartman slips. Back on is Thunder, back by Towns, able to Flotman. And there's Carpenter now with the long ball over the top. Down, but pushed out for another throw. Another positive piece of football for Thunder.
Yeah, a really good run to the middle from Jack Morton. Couldn't quite find the pass. That's what you want to see. He seems to be the main creative outlet from deep for the event, and the Thunder, should I say. And they really want to unlock Martian. Trycheski nearly got on the top of that long ball over the top, but Jacob Wiseman was very composed, of course. Formerly of Pascoe Vale and Melbourne Knights as well, so has top flight experience. Martian in the centre circle. As he looks to float a ball over the top. Into the target was Oliver Jankulovski. Rather Dylan Thomas. Here's Jack Gibson, now Flotman. He's been a Rolls Royce at the back this season as Patrick Flotman made a gallivanting run through midfield against South Melbourne a few weeks ago. Here's Morton. Again, fires that high and wide. Can't afford those cheap turnovers, Ross.
Yeah, you got to wonder. It's kind of just hitting and hoping so far, Dandenong Thunder, but anything to get up early against the second side. Sit back and close up shot. 3 points. Pretty vital for them in this campaign. 3 points behind. Certainly Greens, and then 3 points behind Lieutenant Magic in safety as George Ott headers it on to Fornaroli. Through to George Ott, but cleared once again by Thunder. Rosemore's head will go to Towns. Off the other way, Matiang is taken down and we'll get a free kick off that one.
Of course, you look at the recent proceedings. I mean, that game last year in late March, where Thunder were able to snatch a win late against Avondale, really set the tone for their campaign, in which they did finish third, and of course under different coaching regimen, different player personnel. You just get the feeling as if it's been very narrow between these two sides across the last 4 to 5 meetings, of course, aside from, of course, the big outlier being the 8-0 loss 2 seasons ago. Granted, there was a red card at home for Dandenong Thunder. It was, of course, Adam Pettick's first season in charge at the time. Green Gully up 2-0 against Hume City. That is easily going to be upset of the season if that is maintained. Here's Trycheski looking to float a ball, but easy pickings for the Thunder. Thomas over the top. Here's Avian. Wellsmore didn't quite get all of it. Did the Kiwi. Here's Thomas. Floats the ball towards the back post. Suleimani is there. Isolated with Carpenter. And the South Australian did really, really well there.
Yeah, just 51 minutes on the clock over there in Hume City. To Gully, and it's Josh Hope with the goal.
They would have to wait 17 weeks for their first win in the Senol NPLM Men's Victoria if they're able to hold on. Here's Trycheski in transition. Crossing past halfway. Fornaroli in a central channel. Mao to his right. Yep, Mao looking to strike it first time. To Benno Barney did really well there. He's played on the wing in recent weeks, but he's back at his usual left-back position now. Here's Suleimani. Taking that position down that right-hand channel. Across to Mersim Mehmeti. And Morton can't keep it in play. Slightly overhit from Mersim Mehmeti.
Wellsmore now with the throw. Goes to Mao. Towns now is taken down once again by Williams. But manages to push the ball onto Wellsmore to Trycheski, and Fornaroli's through the chance, but follow up now by Zimmerino along the floor. And that could have been the deadlock breaker.
That was a delightful touch from Christian Trycheski. I mean, his technical acumen is, I think at times, understated, but that was a piece of brilliance. Wellsmore with the initial lofted ball, Trycheski with the deft touch, and of course Zimmerino in a very tight angle, looking for the bottom right corner. And it seems as if Hume City, through I think a deflection, have got themselves a goal back. That is turning out to be a great game, but of course all attention here at Avenger Park. Here's Blake Carpenter on this left-hand side. Flotman. Jacob Muir. Ott. Back to goal. And it sends a great path for Ayuk Mao approaching the byline as he won his side a throw or a corner. Seems to be of the throw description. Of course, afforded the fantastic new gantry here at Avenger Park, installed just prior to the Australian Championship. Is Emlyn Wellsmore. Thomas. Forced to clear. Flotman is very high. And here is Jacob Muir. Towns' pocket was nearly picked. Muir. The outside of the foot pass to find Jack Gibson. Here's Flotman. Very deep. The Thunder line is pressing up just that little bit. Carpenter. Now Towns is deputising as a centre half in possession. Just see the way that Thunder enforce their pressing structure. They've looked the goods in these first 14 minutes. Carpenter fires in a ball in towards the mixer. It's Ott, twists and turns and fires it wide. That's easily Avondale's best chance. And it was a good one for sure.
It's like a bit of a handball, little tussle, very close range as well from the defence. But for a goal kick with Jacob Wiseman. George very close there to getting his fifth for the year, but it's great seeing them two alongside each other in the Bruno Fonaroli and George Ott. Strikers in their time.
Yeah, in their own right, of course, both with A-League experience. George Ott with just the two A-League appearances for the Wellington Phoenix. Whilst he was at Avondale, he actually featured for the New Zealand under-23s. So many of his former teammates are currently playing at the FIFA World Cup. Zimmerino in space. He got on the score sheet in previous weeks. Ott's got liminal space to roam within. So Maley's going to get that clear to Dylan Thomas. Still playing that number 10 role, floating number 10. Matiang is seemingly the out-and-out striker this afternoon.
With Carpenter now. He'll drive himself and down to Zimmerino out wide with it back. Get back to Carpenter now. And loves a good long shot, but won't go himself. Goes backwards. So Flotman and then over to Muir. He will drive himself and strike from range. Over the bar. Shot out of nowhere.
Yeah, Jacob Muir looking for his first senior goal for Avondale, and you dare say it actually might be his first senior goal in professional football as well, Jacob Muir. So I'm sure he's wanting one. And why not when you're in those positions? Certainly dipping. Just didn't quite have the poise. Matiang throws it out wide. Avian asking for it in the mixer. The ball has found its way all the way onto the Avondale roof. And now on top of the players' race. Thomas. Charged down by Flotman. Neat turn from George Ott. Trycheski. Oh, that is brilliant. And unlocks the advent of Ute Towns, who finds Ayuk Mao out wide. But very good work from Tabena Obani. He wasn't afforded starting opportunities aplenty to start the campaign. To get that all-important goal against St Albans Dynamo. Ott, Mal, Wellsmore, Towns. Just the way they're set up, Ross, in possession, it's very dynamic, and the players have very much bought into the system from Jonathan Germano and Shane Rekshepi, of course. Both, I would say, fairly inexperienced senior coaches in their coaching career. This week, I mean, we haven't actually spoken about it yet. Maxim Gajdovski, the assistant coach, actually, should I say analyst, rather, for Avondale, was announced as a part of Michael Valkarnas' coaching staff as the head analyst at the Brisbane Roar. So a departure off the pitch for Avondale. He's not here today. And we bid farewell to Max, and we wish him all the very best. It's a very good podcast in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria sphere, NPL Victoria podcast. He gives a very, very great interview about his time so far in the top flight. Of course, formerly at Zenit St. Petersburg as well. You know, it's a crazy juxtaposition, Ross. You talk about Max Gajdovski and the experience that he had at Zenit. He talked about how they signed Hulk for £40 million. It's quite the comparison to Avondale FC.
Of course, they just announced they signed Sabit Ngor as well, former Heidelberg player. So, of course, looking up the NPL very closely to find some talent over there. Michael Valkarnas, of course.
Do you think that when Valkarnas was approached by the Brisbane Roar, what do you want to add to your coaching staff? He just said, I want everyone involved in the NPL Victoria sphere. Of course, Jakob La Rocca is the assistant coach there now, departing Bulling Lions this week as well. Bit off topic, Ross, but nonetheless. Well, we spoke about a tremendous potential win for Green Gully. Commentator's curse. I'm not sure if the commentators there, Ari Stamatakos and Adam Palombi, know much about it, but they've conceded a second, so it's now 2-2 at Nassau Stadium.
Headed on by Wellsmore, down by Towns, and he's George on now with a chance to go himself. Bruno Fornaroli on the follow-up, and over the bar. And the dangerous attacking firepower by Avondale just makes something out of nothing there, and Jacob Wiseman didn't really have much to do, but he's taking the goal kick now. Goes short. And ball sets over to Matiang, down by Carpenter, who will just patiently knock the ball backwards to Flotman. Over to Seski now. Over to his centre-back partner. Over to Carpenter. Good to see him stay fit as well this season. He's of course struggled with injury, but
yeah,
look at him firing now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also when you're suffering, of course, a lot of injury troubles, and Dan Edwards, who came in, did such a great job last year, made life very difficult for him. And we all know the quality that Blake Carpenter possesses down that left-hand channel.
Tristan Chachesky now, who will go the way back to Gibson. Sends a long ball high, but just gets pulled down by George Ott. Find Carpenter now. Find Bruno Fornaroli. Back to goal and turns first. And here's Ott now. Over to Mao. On the line to Wellsmore. Across to Fornaroli. 1-0 to Avondale. Bruno Fornaroli, that man, loves to score goals.
1-4 for the season. And it is round 17. In all competitions, this man, Bruno Fornaroli, is the acquisition that many were anticipating, that he would provide such poise, and he has. 1-4 in the NPL Men's Victoria competition, 15 in all competitions. Should I correct myself? That is just vintage Avondale and vintage Bruno Fornaroli. Providing potentially one of the best goal-scoring seasons we've ever seen in this competition. And it's only round 17. Ross Papadakis as we recommence play.
Thunder's a little bit unlucky there. There was a bit of a scramble in the box as well, but now by Abani. He will chip the keeper. Looks like it's gone over the bar, potentially.
Yes. And I think Jack Gibson got a touch to it. That was a rare defensive mistake from Avondale, and moreover, Jack Gibson. And Dandenong Thunder were looking to respond quickly, and they might do so here. Here is Jack Morton. Of course, from this left-hand side. Good ball. No one to meet it. Suleimani with a follow-up. Took a deflection, but Avondale able to clear their lines just that little bit. And so too Ute Towns was upended.
Yes, that result at Hume City as well will mean that goal now here at Avondale would mean that they'll be on equal points with Hume City. Well, the way things are going over there, they might snag a winner as well at Hume City. So
yeah,
still plenty to pay for at the top of the league.
Yeah, very rare that you have three Senol NPLM Men's Victoria games on at the same time on a Saturday. But of course, winter conditions. Not too cold now, Ross, but of course in the evenings it can get very, very cold, and especially with rain as we saw last night in the southeastern region of Melbourne. Both Oakley Cannons and Bentley Greens playing their home fixtures. Certainly adds an extra dynamic to the conditions. As Wiseman has made a huge error here and has upended Ayuk Mao. And in his debut for the Dandenong Thunder, he could be in a world of trouble. In fact, the colour is red, and we'll see young Nicola Witham most certainly come on. What a disaster for Jacob Wiseman on his senior debut for the Dandenong Thunder, only 24 minutes in. Ayuk Mao was clearing in behind. Wiseman overstepped. And most definitely the Thunder will be now reduced to 10.
Looks like he's in a little bit of pain as well. Jacob Wiseman just careless with that. And as well, of course, from Yarraville, Pascoe and Melbourne Knights goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Of course, signed to Pascoe by a one-chain Rechepi.
Well, that is not the way you want to go out on your debut. An unexpected debut, nonetheless, for Jacob Wiseman. And so Nicola Witham, who came on last week at a very similar time, or 2 weeks ago rather, will come on. In fact, this season, Nicola Witham has been involved at the club in many different facets. Played under 20s last week in that catch-up game against Caroline Springs George Cross, and has featured both in the under 20s and under 23 Senol NPLM Men's Victoria competitions this season. And it will be a baptism of fire for him. The question is, who comes off for the Thunder? Spent time at Oakley as a junior as well.
That be a penalty as well, or a free kick?
Yeah, it was outside the box, I think, so it will be a free kick for Avondale. And Ayuk Mao is seemingly all good to walk off the pitch. Nicola Witham set to make his second appearance for the Dandenong Thunder in as many weeks. Jacob Wiseman signed as a replacement goalkeeper, you would imagine. And off-coming will be Dante Avian, so it's a defensively minded change for the Dandenong Thunder. Witham's first big test, a free kick from one of either Blake Carpenter or Bruno Fornaroli.
Not the two names you want to hear standing over the ball when you're facing a free kick for the first time in a game. But of already got a goal to the name of this today as well, Avondale. But this is not looking pretty for Dandenong Thunder today. But
not at all, Ross. Not at all. He made some great saves against George Cross 2 weeks ago in what was a narrow, very, very narrow 3-2 loss. It'll be one of Carpenter or Fornaroli. Blake Carpenter, and Witham forces a great save and can keep it on the line. Oh, the teenager with the miraculous stop to keep his side in this contest.
It's got to be fate telling you something at Dandenong Thunder, isn't it? He's come on last week and done all right for himself. They've signed a replacement goalkeeper and made a save like that. I think it's telling that he's a bit ready for senior men's football, and there he's saving a Blake Carpenter free kick as Thunder now needs something here to save their game and push all the way out.
Looking at that again, he dipped so nicely, and Witham just was across to his right in an instant. That's a great save. Jack Morton to swing this in one now, Ross.
Dandenong Thunder needs something out of this game, out of this corner as well. And it's sent in, headed away by Mal, and here's Kraszewski now. Does knock the ball on and gets around, picked up again by the Thunder. Through to Ankolovsky and headed down to Gibson. And they go underway very quickly.
There's always going to be some storyline, Ross, really. And we've had a few this afternoon. It's been a very entertainment-fueled first 29 minutes here at Avenger Park. 1-0 to Avondale by virtue of El Tuna Bruno Fornaroli. Becoming a weekly occurrence at this point, to be honest.
It is.
Of course, scored against North Sunshine. Didn't score against Gully, but nonetheless, Avondale will look to build, and of course with a man advantage, anything is possible. World is their oyster. Muir with a gallivanting run into midfield. Here's Carpenter. Inside the foot pass for Neroli. Here come the Thunder. Soleimani, he's been trudged down. Manny Zizis will award a free kick.
Still 2-2 in that game at Hume City as well.
Yeah.
And 17 minutes on the clock over there. And Heidelberg are drawing as well to Preston Lions. So
yeah, that's definitely going to be a match that, well, is watched by quite a few people, it seems, on the stream, which is great to see. Everyone supporting the channel, NPL Men's Victoria. Zimmerino, Fornaroli. Towns. Franceschi. Spots out the run of Mal. That's a really great delivery. Oh, and Witham has most definitely clipped Ayuk Mal. The winger is involved in the action again. And for Witham, after such a great introduction, has made an almighty mistake.
it's caused him a lot of problems today. Now, but he's penalty now against the young goalkeeper. It's going to be good for Fornaroli again, and second time he's had to face him today. But yeah, it's now been very dangerous to be on that right-hand side today. And it could be Bruno's 15th.
Absolutely so. He scored a hat-trick against Bentley 3 weeks ago. He scored a hat-trick against George Cross in early May to add to his goal-scoring tally. Bruno Fornaroli against a young teenage goalkeeper in Nicola Witham. It's Fornaroli! It's dispatched perfectly! He personifies brilliance, grace and elegance, and has more or less sent Avondale into a position in which you do not think the Thunder can arise from.
I think it's unlucky for the goalkeeper and for the Withams, but yeah, you don't want to face a Bruno Fornaroli penalty at any level of football. But when you've got a fine scoring player like Bruno Fornaroli, it's quite difficult, and can't fault the kid either. It's been thrown in the deep end, so he's kind of had to deal with it. So
yeah,
2-0
absolutely.
now. 2-0.
We haven't seen a player of such striking quality dominate as we have Bruno Fornaroli in recent seasons. I mean, I can't think of someone that's come into a system and has integrated so quickly. You know, we've had Jonas Markovsky and Alex Salmon among those goal-scoring threats, but Fornaroli is really one of the best that we've seen. And with, of course, we don't even need to name his former clubs. But just an incredible player who, not even 2 years ago, was involved in Socceroos discussions.
Of course, yeah. Nationalised, Uruguayan, of course. And then now, he finds Mao, he's caused all sorts of problems. Tuna dives in and Carpenter sends it over the bar. Offside was the call as well.
So we'll have a look at the Senol NPL men's goal-scoring records, of course. The great Sash Bechmanovsky, the all-time leading goal scorer, as we know. And Milos Lujic with 25 goals in 2016. You have to say that he would be very, very, very close. And would be a huge shout for that. Talking about 10 years ago, Milos Lujic at South Melbourne Hellas. Fornaroli at Avondale. He's got 15 for the season. He's got about 9 rounds left. Well within reach. Was Bull Juach with 20 last season. That was good enough for him to earn a move to Pacific FC in Canada. He was actually supporting the Socceroos at a game against Turkey last week.
And now taken off them by George Joddy. Just in now, of course, also youth international experience. Back over to Lotman. Towns now, he's throwing the ball down and now over to Lotman. Back over to Melbourne Wellsmore. Again, defence just taking it easy as they opening. 2-0 up here, just 35 minutes on the clock here at Avenger Park. Back over to Flotman, over to Muir. Towns. Back to Wellsmore. Through to George Ott. And back over to his centre backs who will split the field and go over to Carpenter. And look up and cross. He goes around the first man, crosses the ball in. Down gets Nicola Withams, and it will be a corner again this time for Avondale.
Yes, absolutely so. Yeah, so in fact, shall we say, Fornaroli's nearly eclipsed Harry Sawyer and Alex Salmons' joint goal-scoring efforts in 2024 with 16. Trycheski with the ball inside. Witham comes out. Can he keep it in play? And Dylan Thomas says, we're going to get that out of harm's way, and Trycheski will keep it in play. Floats the ball in. Fornaroli with the initial header. Zimmerino. Wellsman. Flotman. Second best for goals in the Senol NPL men's Victoria era is an equal tie of Brandon Barnes, Liam Boland, and of course Milos Lujic, 22 goals each. Brandon Barnes, of course, that 2018 season with the Dandenong Thunder. Mao, ball across the box. And that will be a corner for the Avengers.
Carpenter this time. On this side. Will be Bruno Fornaroli looking for his third today. He's another good header in his day as well. We will see.
Yeah, good. I wouldn't quite undersell him, Ross.
I wouldn't. He could probably pull out a bicycle kick potentially, but
he can do those as well, as we know.
I would love to see that here in the NPL Victoria has taken short and back to Carpenter now, but just miskicks it out wide, and Williams will take the goal kick.
It's quite the adept description, Blake Carpenter. A great ball striker, but he's had several efforts today which are very much off the mark. Oh, miscommunication as Mal looked to pounce on it yet again to cause yet some more trouble for Dandenong Thunder goalkeepers, be it with him or Jacob Wiseman. A bit of inexperience potentially showing as Muir looks out to Trycheski, floats the ball towards the back post, and was offside anyway. For some more action in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria tonight. Caroline's Prince George Cross in action as well. What a tantalising fixture that is for them as they face off against Dandenong City, one of the toughest fixtures in the competition, you'd have to say. Ismaili launched over the top. Yankolovsky, Carpenter, Ott, comes very deep to receive. Oh, that's a diligent pass out left for Zimmerino, who cuts inside. Fornaroli, deft touch. There's Ott again. Rolls it square. Trycheski. Oh, the reverse pass in behind. It's Ayukmo. And in fact, the last touch came off an Avondale player, so it will be a Thunder goal kick. And for all their efforts in the first 15 minutes, Ross, they've been very much hardly done by I'd say some poor defending, but equally, I think let's just call it out, poor goalkeeping.
Yes, it's a shame as well, of course. First 2-3 seasons really starting goalkeeper in Jacob Wiseman, but as a student of Chris Oldfield at Melbourne Knights, and we know the goalkeeper that he is, of course, but moved over to Pascoe Vale and was a starting goalkeeper over there, and then moved to Yarraville now here, and not the way you want to start your Dandenong Thunder NPL Victoria career, I guess. But
yeah, obviously he'll be back in a few weeks, but it's not a player you want to see get a red card on his debut. As Zimmerino was also hacked down. No foul according to Yanni Zizis. Thomas. Trycheski did so well with his body positioning on that occasion. Mia brings it down and in the centre circle. Rolls it out right for Emlyn Wellsmore. Fornaroli. Morton pressing, so too Dylan Thomas. Towns, Flotman, Carpenter. Very few teams have been able to voluntarily pocket Trycheski, Carpenter and Towns. Fornaroli's work rate is tremendous. Coming back to receive many spaces and times so far this afternoon. Towns. Ball rotations for the Avengers continue. Mio with a line-splitting pass. Ott, Trycheski. Look to weave. Trycheski looking for that left-hand post. Just whisked away, and what we've seen this afternoon is an absolute masterclass of technical acumen from Christian Trycheski, Ross.
Really been dictating a play in the midfield there, but you've got the likes of George Ott and Bruno Fornaroli ahead of you. It's really easy to make anything look spectacular, so not to discredit Trycheski at all, but really something out of nothing, these two players in front of him, so it's a bit of a difficulty bringing it out of the back as Thunder go long, and Hume City have just gone 3-2 up as well. 85 minutes on the clock over there.
That is one of the most heart-aching ways to lose a match, especially for a team that's at the bottom of the table in Green Gully.
real shame that would mean that King City do maintain second place in the league table behind Oakville Cannons, and in third, 1 point separate them all as Jeski gets possessed. Zabani now to Towns. Really seeing very defensively with 10 men here in Thunder, but they can get something out of this game. It'll be Senol was odd at the end, not too bad. They can keep the score the same, but it's been all Avondale today. Very competitive league after that result over at Hume City. Of course, 0-0 still at Heidelberg versus Preston Lions as well. And finals looking good as Rhythms nearly dispossessed by Fornaroli. Head on by Wellsmore, and he's Abani now. Go backwards to Morton. Long now to over to Barney. Send him down the line is Yankolovsky. Taken out once again is Jacob Muir. Going taken quickly. Back to Morton. Over to Mehmedi. Now Barney. Over to Mehmeti. Chipped over the top to Abani, and he has a chance for a cross. It's taken out by now, and he's had a great game today as well.
Ayuk Mao has been fantastic as we have 2 minutes of added time in this first half. And the scoreboard at Adventure Park is just about 1 minute and 15 seconds behind, so we apologise. Ayuk Mao has been all over that right-hand side. Now attacking right-hand side for the Dandenong Thunder, as the ball will be swung in here from Jack Morton. Goes high. Gibson comes out to punch. Slimani. Barney. Helter-skelter clearance there. As a Parker Williams, the ex-Mariner, Victory Youth product, unable to much of a sort on that occasion as Fornaroli leaves a pass for Ute Towns, and Trycheski is in behind. Is he onside though? Christian Trycheski isolated with Tabeno Obani. Christian Trycheski. He's been the dictator of the momentum, and he gets a goal for his efforts. And more often than not, Avondale can put teams away very easily, and they have done so this afternoon as they lead 3-0 against the Dandenong Thunder.
It's a beautiful through ball through by Ute Towns as well, and to find him, it was something just about got there, and it's the ball all the way through. Looked offside, but he found his run well, and Abani couldn't do anything, but got a feel for the goalkeeper there as well. He's between the deep ends.
Just a real show of quality and sheer class. And, well, I think Avondale will go into the sheds very, very happy. Thunder there to rue as this game, barring miraculous circumstances, could be beyond them. The opening goal came by virtue of Bruno Fornaroli. The second following a red card to debutant Jacob Wiseman between the sticks for the Dandenong Thunder. And then, of course, the penalty arose for Fornaroli. And, of course, as you saw about a minute ago, Christian Trycheski added the cherry on top. Well, of course, with a man down, the Dandenong Thunder have an almighty hill to climb. Might it be one hill too high?
I think it will be. I feel for, of course, the sub-goalkeeper in Nicola Withens. It's not been his day today, but it's not been anyone's day on Dandenong Thunder, so he can go to the Sheds with his head held high, knowing that he's tried his best at this.
Yeah, well, he made a great save. Let's not forget for that
free kick as
for
well.
that free kick. Yeah, so but look, a few nervy moments. Of course, gave away a penalty. Let's not forget. But we'll be back with you for the second half in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to round 17 action of the Senol NPLM Men's Victoria. The Dandenong Thunder are going to make a double change. It'll be Rahul Suresh who comes on. Of course, he was on international duty a few weeks ago, featured in Sri Lanka's friendly against Bhutan, in which he scored. Of course, Wade Decker actually started that game as well for the Dandenong Thunder. Off coming for the Thunder is Oliver Yankulovsky. And also coming off is Dylan Thomas. Player to come on, Muhammad Al-Amari. Senior debut for him. So, but nonetheless, it is a player that has immense goal-scoring pedigree in the Senol NPL men's competitions. 31 goals in 21 games in all competitions across various Victoria competitions, primarily in the under-18 VPL 2 boys competition and Senol NPL Victoria men's under-20 competitions. He's been given his senior men's debut, and it's probably one of the toughest debuts you can possibly face. Here's Adam Zimmerino. Oh, clips the crossbar. Adam Zimmerino nearly brought Avondale's fourth. Very, very quickly as Carmenter will look to strike. And with him, got a touch to it and was forced the corner as Ross Papadakis. Welcome back. Your thoughts on the changes? Of course, 3-0 down with, of course, a red card. It's very difficult to generate much, but Rahul Suresh, he is the player who got the assist for Lat Matiang in that Dandenong derby win.
It will be a corner like first as Trajeski goes in. Headed on by Fornaroli and in. Off the head of...
I think it might have come off George Ott.
Looks like it has.
Yes, it is.
Out of nowhere. But
yeah, out of nowhere. Avondale have their fourth, and we'll just see confirmation of that. But it looks as if George Ott has got himself onto the score sheet at the near post. So, yep, that most definitely did come off the head of George Ott. Just whisked over Fornaroli's forehead.
Trajeski with another goal that is set up as well.
Yep, another goal contribution for Trajeski. And Ott with his
fifth for the season.
Fifth of the season. You had the words, Ross.
Yeah.
We could be heading to potential reckoning. I'm not sure of the 8-0 description a few seasons ago.
Magical number 8 you mentioned.
But wouldn't that be something? As they'll go again. It's Fornaroli in space. Witham has made the save. And it's a great one at that.
Good save. Got unlucky for the header on the corner, but it's a good save by Bruno Fornaroli. And could have had his third, but it's taken quickly the corner. And he's Carpenter on the edge of the box, sends it in, headed across, heads again and putting it in. Looks like it will be a free kick for Thunder. But
Wowee, Fornaroli was in behind. He thrives in those positions. But Nicola Witham with a great save and a great stop to keep his side just about in a, well, it's a very uncomfortable position, but it's not exactly reaching areas of pure, utter demolition. As Mehmeti will take the resulting goal kick. Avondale on the march. Trajeski, Fornaroli, poke through. Is thrashed away by Parker Williams. It's Carpenter. Fornaroli. He's got the shooting angle, but he sent that right into the netting. High and wide.
Hasn't been long. It could have nearly been 5 and 6, but really turning down the tempo or turning off the steam at all here at Avenger Park. But
well, it's reminiscent of Zoran Markovsky's mantra, really. You know, he would make sure that the teams that they play against, no matter what the circumstances, the tempo and the intensity is going to be retained. There's a focalization on tempo, intensity, and getting those kilometres up on the GPS as well, I'm sure.
Carpenter now, he takes that one down, hands it over to Kojeski, but can go the other way now as George turns his pull back, but he's Kojeski with a strike. Great save again by Witham.
That's his third or fourth save this afternoon. He's had an almighty task this afternoon, but he has put himself in a great spot following the mistake he made earlier in that first half. It just seems as if every Avondale attack, they're generating a shot on target or a goal at this point, Ross.
Yeah, they conceded from the last corner, so we'll see this time. As Trotesky sends it in long, over the top of everyone, and through to Moore, who will just play with the ball at the corner flag, over to Towns. Now, to Wellsmore. Carpenter lurking, back to Carpenter!
That's the shot he wanted, Blake Carpenter. It just took a deflection. You just thought the top left corner was going to just bellow with the ball rifling into that area, but it's a corner for Avondale again. Trajkowski sends it in. Oh, it's a near Olympico. Mercer Metti has to clear it off the line. What is going on, Ross?
Another corner.
This is outrageous what we're witnessing here at Avenger Park.
You've got to be looking to the bench as well for Avondale as well. They're having fun with it now. Carpenter. And Marino back to Carpenter. He crosses the ball in, headed down and in. I think it's his first for the year in his career.
It's Patrick Flopman, his first at Avenger Park. And what a way to do it. And brings up a fabulous 5 for the Avengers. He's known for making those forays into the box. And Patrick Flopman, his first at Avenger Park. And it is quite a way to do it. Yes, the score reads Avondale 5, Dandenong Thunder 0. It's his second goal for the campaign.
Chance to go again now, but Bruno's offside and George got in behind, but with him with the...
In fact, it's actually his second goal at Avenger Park, scored against Dandenong City earlier in the campaign. Matiang and Trajkowski. Muir looking to make the foray forward. Ott back to goal. He's got Zimarino down that left-hand side. He's offside though, and he's set that ball right into the car park.
That one looks close, but you'd like to think if he went all the way through, he could have got one for himself. Everyone's sharing the load around a little bit as well, so to see everyone just...
They've gotten themselves 2 goals in just a matter of 7 minutes. And you just get the feeling as if it's really a case of how many goals do they actually want, rather than if. They're in full flight.
Yeah, not short of talent on the bench either. Satan Marai, Stephen Bacatini, Morgan Holt, Max Green, Marcus Ford.
Oh, hang on. Down on Thunder with a gilt-edged opportunity. Mohamed Al-Amari was in behind and was just not able to poke it over the top of Jack Gibson against the run of play, most definitely. Here's with Jack Gibson. Getting front position was Mametti. Also gives away the free kick Town senses an opportunity to advance things forward. Ayok Mao, so integral to the way they've been playing this afternoon. Wellsmore. It's Towns. Time and space to shoot. Fornaroli looking for a hat-trick. Yute Towns. Wow. And they're not done yet whatsoever. Mersim Mehmeti to clear this one.
Taking off his under. More. Drive.
Come on, boys. Step all around.
Slow down a little bit as well as he fights. Yep. It's Carpenter. There's a long ball out wide to Mao. All sorts of problems today, and shot the ball into Fornaroli, and it's in. That's his hat trick. Bruno Fornaroli makes it 6 for Avondale.
Wow. It was only a matter of time. His 3rd hat trick for the season. Unbelievable. 16 goals in 17 Senol NPL Men's Victoria appearances. 17 goals for the season. An enigma in his late 30s. You just can't write this stuff. 6-0 to Avondale, a 3-goal blitz, and they'll look to go to the bench. And it will be Stefan Valentini and Max Green to come on. So you talk about firepower. Here's a bit more. Ayok Mao is going to make his way off the park. Coming will be Max Green, of course, the former Canberra Croatia man. Spent time at Gungahlin as well. With 21 goals in 13 games in 2023 in the NPL over there. And Adam Zimmerino will depart for Stefan Valentini, who's played a bench role in recent weeks. And with the way that Avondale are playing, you really can't fault that whatsoever. And believe me, Ross, they're going to keep at them. What do the Thunder have to do to respond? Morton. Matiang. Muir. Oh, he's sensing a goal himself as well as he gallivants forward. Looks out right for Christian Trycheski. Rolled square. Wellsmore. Otts. Tangle of legs. At the moment as Trycheski looks to weave his way through. Alamari. Morton. Nice play from the Thunder. Here's Matiang. Rahul Suresh, one of his first touches for the afternoon. Matiang. And cut off by Carpenter, but the intention was there. Jacob Muir. Christian Trycheski. Now we see Avondale take a bit of a rest, slow things down. I'm sure
plenty of time to go as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Shane Rikshepi and Jonathan Germano aren't exactly. I wouldn't suggest that they're actually happy with 6-0, to be honest, Ross. They want to get the goal difference up. That's what matters. And the fact that we're at a 6-0 scoreline in the 59th minute is really telling as to where proceedings might end up in the remainder of this contest, as a task has been set for Max Green. Looking to weave his way past Saved him Ismaili. A brief stint away from the Thunder. Eastern Lions. Green in a more central channel. Trycheski feeds it in behind. Blake Carpenter. It's 7 heaven for Avondale. And it's Blake Carpenter who adds his name to the score sheet. What are we witnessing, Ross Papadakis?
Yeah, it's his fourth for the year as well. And, wow. What a finish as well. Blake Carpenter's season of his life this season, so great to see him get on the score sheet again.
And you have to say, the goals they've been scoring have been very good goals, Ross. And you really just have to feel for these Thunder players. What might they be going through at the moment in their heads? It's something that you just don't want to experience as a player. Oh, this is a cataclysmic result. Of course, so many players out, Ross. I mean, let's not forget Wade Decker, Andrew Rithers, of course, George Mells, Lee Hu Hyok, Kalen Majakadoumi signed for Olympic Kingsway. So they've
Hassan Jallo as well.
Hassan Jallo not featuring today either. Scored against George Cross 2 weeks ago. So they could be on for an 8th here. It's Max Green across the box. Just couldn't bypass Nicola with him.
As well, some time at Pascaval just one season. Cameron Croatia, Sterling Sharks as well. True to his name this season, but very more time to work with as well for Avondale. Just 30 to play. And Neil, you mentioned that Magic number 8 for Avondale, and looking over more likely now as well. To his name. And could even be on for breaking numbers as well in Senol NPL Victoria.
So the biggest win that has been recorded in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria, one of the biggest ones, that's South Melbourne actually won 9-0 against the Dandenong Thunder in early 2018. I believe that was when Sasha Coleman was the head coach.
Wow. So they're close.
Yeah. And there's 30 minutes to play left, so can Thunder arrest the deficit? Arrest the decline, rather.
That's Green who goes backwards, and George Ott now who will find the light. It's taken down, and it will be a free kick now for Avondale.
The yellow card.
For Mark Matien. Does he just go for goal here, maybe? Looks like he's going to send the cross in. Avondale with a 27 goal difference as well. Yeah. Something of quite a number as well, considering just 17 games have been played.
Oh, yeah. I think Carpenter will swing this in, or Trycheski. It's the left foot of Carpenter. Potentially the right foot. He can do it on both, really. Or the right foot of Trycheski to swing this in, Ross.
Looks like it might be Trycheski, but pointing to his box and sends the ball short. So Valentini gets his goal. Emlyn Wellsmore, he makes it 8.
Well, he did it earlier in the campaign. It wasn't quite as spectacular. Took a massive deflection. 8-0 for Avondale against the Dandenong Thunder. There's 27 minutes to play. Goodness gracious me. They have matched the 8-0 scoreline 2 years ago, where it was an early red card to Jordan Smiley. This is something else. I'm lost for words, Ross. I really am. I'm honestly lost for words. We know the Thunder have experienced a lot of duress, but they've conceded 5 goals in 18 minutes of play.
Early.
Granted, they're a player down, and granted, there is a very young goalkeeper between the sticks as well, and all credit to Nicola Witham. He's made some really great stops this afternoon. But they're going to be in again. Wellsmore. Outright. Valentini twisting, turning on that right flank. And Jack Morton is there. Mathieu. He's been put to ground.
Still got so much more talent on the bench as well, Avondale. The likes of Seita Murai as well. Morgan Holtz there. Marcus Fakranis as well. So lots of talent that sits on the bench for them. And you would think everyone would probably get involved here at Avenger Park. Luis Alvarez as well, backup goalkeeper. Maybe give him a go.
Yeah, potentially. He's featured a bit part in the cup. But it's definitely someone that you could bring on. Thunder do have a potential 4 forward here. But Max Green has kept that in diligently and saved him. His melee has sent that near the grandstand. Here's Trycheski. If they add a ninth, they will equal the biggest Senol NPL Men's Victoria win in the NPL era since 2014 onwards. And the Thunder were actually recipients of that in 2018. It's Carpenter. It's Trycheski. He goes left. It's Max Green approaching the byline. That's well defended by Ali Soleimani. Flotman floats it over the top. Trycheski. Nice little reverse pass. Flotman wins it back.
What do you do here if you're the Thunder coaching staff? I don't know. Just see the game out. It's just it's a bit difficult as Thunder only finds Wellsmore and taken off the ball by Barney and have a throw now. But Bruno with 3 as well. And the other way now is Shareth. As Wellsmore walking over to Towns. Finds Wellsmore. Back to Europe. Flotman now. Who will just push his fullbacks up as Blake Carpenter looks for some space ahead of him. And go to Rescue. Of course, in recent memory, I think it's 5 goals by an individual in one game is the most. As Carpenter sends the ball into the box, it's cleared off the line by Witham and not out of danger just yet for Thunder. As it's down the line to Surup. Here's Flotman. Here's now Georgia. He goes wide to Carpenter along the floor. Bruno Fornaroli, Georgia, and it's a goal. It's 9-0 to Avondale, and it's the equal record for the biggest defeat in Senol NPL Victoria history.
I'm shell-shocked. Honestly, I'm absolutely shell-shocked. Georgia with his 2nd, Avondale with their 9th. And that is, if you're counting, 6 goals in 22 and a half minutes. Marcus Fakranis and Seita Murai are going to come on. Marcus Fakranis, actually, Ross, has had a very intriguing career thus far. Yeah. Of course, was raised in the United States of America. Of course, we all know the result by now. Of course, they defeated the Socceroos 2-0 to this 2-0.
Just took us 70 minutes to mention it.
2-0 this morning. And played in the under-20s in that environment. And in fact, played with alongside players like Obed Vargas and Brian Gutierrez, and was also called up to the Mexico squad as well. So it's a remarkable path for him. Yite Towns will depart the field, and Seita Murai is going to come on as well. Calling FC Mbari Tokyo Verde under 18s, and also has 3 appearances in J3. Jacob Muir is going to make his way off the park as well. A very good shift from him at the back. But Jacob Muir looks to be keeping a clean sheet, it seems.
Yeah. before that goal as well. It's just looking at the stats around as well. And Sean Ellis scored 5 goals in one game once for Heidelberg United up against North Geelong Warriors back in 2017. And of course, Bruno's got 3.
Oh, look, I mean, it could be a record-breaking
He's got 20 minutes to get 2
afternoon
goals.
for Avondale. I mean, it could very well be. Of course, they do have the record for the most goals scored in a Senol NPL Men's Victoria campaign in the 2023 Premiership and Championship winning season, as we know. And they broke that record with several rounds to go. And they could be on the precipice of yet another record here. They've got 20 minutes to do so.
48 goals this season scored.
Outrageous. Valentini. Oh, it's well defended by Tabena Obani. He's been one of the Thunder's best this afternoon. Formerly of course, both Melbourne Victory, Western United and Melbourne City. In fact, he was a part of the Victory NPL squad last campaign, featured against Wrexham. Marvel Stadium. Valentini. Inside. Saint Murai. Oh, a beautiful turn. But eventually, it's out of harm's way by Parker Williams. Trycheski. Wellsmore across the box. Cleared away. Thunder will look to venture forward. And he's pulled it back. Of course, Amari, who has 31 goals, just to remind you, and just about 21 games across all competitions this season, and playing primarily under 18s VPL2. YPL2 rather. Carpenter. Oh, Fornaroli could be in here. It's a delightful ball. It's an even better finish to make it a Senol NPL Men's Victoria record. 4 for Fornaroli and 10. Yes, you are reading that right. 10 for Avondale. Unbelievable. A volley of sublime quality and a performance that is one of the greatest you will see across any NPL Victoria season. And that's probably the pick of the bunch, Ross.
It is, yeah. You could see his eyes following the ball as it came over him and just unleashed what was an unreal volley from quite a range as well. And I don't think the goalkeeper could have done much there. Credit to him, he's really had to face the thick of it here. But 10 goals to Avondale, 4 for Bruno Fornaroli, and he'll be looking for that magical number 5 this game as well, you could assume. It's his 17th for the year as well. And Neil and I were having a chat at half-time talking about potentially catching that magical number 25 goals in one season. And
well, you have to say he's already eclipsed Harrison Sawyer and Alex Salmon. Avondale, let's remind the folks at home against Diamond Valley. I think Manny Agwek had 9 in 2023. Yes. This is a different level. This is Senol NPL Men's Victoria, and a team, the Dandenong Thunder, which have been quite the side this season. And sometimes very unfortunate in many games. They were very much just near second best against Caroline Springs George Cross, and it's probably the better of the two sides. And you just have to feel for the players, really. I mean, I have incredible empathy for those on the park that they're still giving it their all in this second half. And it's a true testament to those that are on the field for the Dandenong Thunder side. It's not something you want to be a part of, but a credit to the players, a credit to the coaching staff. It's quite the situation they've faced, and for all intents and purposes, you hope that they can recover from this. And it's a big few weeks for them. It's a very, very big few weeks for them. Here's Lat Matiang. Of course, they can subdue the margin potentially and not make it the biggest winning margin in Senol NPL Men's Victoria history if they were to score a couple, as we have some more changes for the Thunder. Adrian Tyree is going to make his way into the park.
And Noah Alessi.
And Noah Alessi as well. Adrian Tyree, of course, part of the youth setup here at the Dandenong Thunder as well. So to Noah Alessi.
Sadim Ismaili off.
Sadim Ismaili to make his way off the park. A good opportunity for the youngsters. Lat Matiang is also going to make his way off the park. Well,
what a day it's been on Avenger Park.
oh, well, I mean, I actually thought the Thunder were very, very good in those first 15 minutes. They have really struggled to break down this onslaught from Avondale. We talk about the intensity, how they're able to compose themselves, and Blake Carpenter just playing tricks around Rahul Suresh as he wins the foul. Avondale will rise to what seems to be a plus 30 goal difference following this win today. It is the stuff of pure imagination as the header from Valentini, and there's a player down for Dandenong Thunder as well. Gives us a bit of time to reset and also have a look at the other grounds, Ross. Of course, it's been a very intriguing afternoon in the Senol NPLM Men's Victoria. Let's go through the results so far across the weekend. Last night, Bentley Greens faced off against South Melbourne Hellas. It was a 5-1 win for South away from home. 2 goals in the first 3 minutes from, I believe the goal's been given to Aaron Cox and Noel Bernarda, following goals from Aaron Cox, Jack Pope and Max Mikola as well. Oakley with a 3-1 win over Melbourne City's under-21s as well. A real good showing from Melbourne City with, of course, a lot of rotation at the moment within their side. Of course, no Beckham Baker among others. And a real testament to what they've been building there. But nonetheless, they did fall to a Cannon side which recently added Matt Miller, ex-A-League player, Kingsley Sinclair, Labib, and Joe Guest with the goals, alongside Akeem Gerald, who is one of the youngest ever Melbourne City players to feature in a senior men's match in, I think there was the Asian Champions League and also Australia Cup last season. Today, Hume City took on Green Gully. It was a fantastic start for the Cavaliers with an early 2-goal buffer, but all's well that ends well, unfortunately, for Hume City's persuasion. Goals to Godfrey DeBelle with the sealer, Chris Englehart and Taylor Strivers with a goal against his former side, following early goals from Ammon Honkamas and Josh Hope. Preston Lions up against Heidelberg United at the moment as well, in what is a tantalising clash at the Village. That score currently 0-0 in the 74th minute. Mercer Mehmeti, the player who was down. And FC Melbourne Serbia also up 1-0 against Melbourne Knights in VPL 1. I think we'll also have a look at those results as well. Ross, across the rounds so far, the great VPL 1 competition. That promotion race is very exciting, Ross. I would have to say, yeah, Northcote City and Melbourne Knights currently in those top 2 positions. Northcote actually in a 2-0 winning position against North Sunshine, and North Geelong lead 2-0 against Manningham United, who have had quite the week off the park as well.
Yeah, it puts Northcote first place in VPL. Of course, top 2 do go up in that position, as well as a third team via playoff. It's a very historic club as well, Northcote City and Melbourne Knights, first and second.
Yeah, very good to see those sides. The corner does come in towards the back post, and it will be Thunder goal kick.
Avondale do have just over, but just Holtz and Alvarez on the bench for them left.
Just a reminder, Avondale scored 78 goals in the regular season in 2023. That is an Senol NPL Men's Victoria record in 26 games. This season so far, they have... Well, they're not quite going to match it just yet, but it's very possible. They're on 49 goals for the campaign. They've got 9 rounds to match that. It would take some doing, but see with him off. He's been forced all across his 6-yard box, and unfortunately that's going to go out for a corner.
plus 30 goal difference here as well. So it comes down to results in the final day. It'll be really much in their favour as Oakley sit top, 37 points, Tomb City 36, and Avondale 34 points. And the corners sent in and on, and it'll be a free kick for the Thunder.
They've done well to compose themselves, Ross, and look, there'll be a lot of change at the Thunder the next few weeks. You expect with players coming in. Of course, we saw Jacob Wiseman today. That's a good acquisition. You have to look at it in isolation. It is a good acquisition, but unfortunately for them, it's a symptom of the situation really at the moment. Here's Soleimani. He's got space in behind. Suresh is there. Can he weave past for Kranis? He can. It's right into area of Blake Carpenter. Here's for Kranis. Was on the books of the Brisbane Roar. Also has Australian youth caps as well. Flotman, Avondale looking for an 11th. May I remind you.
Here's Ellsmore though, who just backwards and trying Trajeski, who's really pulled the strings in midfield. He's Murai. Over the top to Murai, and it is cleared. Get it on again by on. Corner roll, he brings it down. Brings that wide to Valentini through the corner roll it. Over to Georgia. And Trajeski, who does a face-off, tries again and over the bar, but wasn't meant to be the 11th, but will be a goal kick.
Of course, Noah Alessi, primarily playing in the under-23s this season, did feature in that Doherty Cup fixture against Altona East Phoenix, where they fell 2-1. Very, very pivotal moment for him. Senol NPLM Victoria.
Just 10 to go here at Avenger Park. Senol NPL Victoria, 17 here. Ball sent all the way through to Noah Alessi. Ali Soleimani. Over to Murai. And signed from City Excelsior following that Chilean Championship campaign. And Valentini is out wide. Goes backwards to Wellsmore. He's up. Back to Murai along the floor. Great save. The follow-up's in. And George up third for the day. And it's 11.
Well, George Ott, he's very much been in the thick of it this afternoon, and that's his third. Another hat-trick for Avondale. That's 3 for Ott, 4 for Fornaroli. Trajeski in amongst the scorers. Patrick Flotman as well. Blake Carpenter. And we will see a debut for Avondale as well. Massive moment for young Morgan Holt, who makes his debut for the Avengers. In recent weeks, of course, stepped into a senior environment alongside Daniel Bukanovsky. And a really, really great moment for him. He's also featured in primarily under-18s YPL 1 competition alongside NPL under-23s and under-20s. All up as the 18 appearances this season. And a debut for him in the competition. A young teenager. His first task is to play alongside Marcus Vakranis. Certainly quite a comfortable centre-half pairing.
Hasn't had much to do today because centre-back partnership, so also we're actually in it the first 10 to 15 minutes down the Thunder, but had a couple of shots that went a bit wayward, but here's Trajeski now, who's been amongst it. Here's Carpenter. Go around, and beat Alessi to it and taken down on a free kick for Thunder. Yeah, I thought and Thunder were very positive in that opening 10-15 minutes before that red card came into play, but Messi now back to Alamari, back to Holt now, who tries to start up and goes to Krajewski. Here's Wellsmore and Valentini. Goes backwards to Wellsmore, over to Fornaroli for Kranis. Power, Green. Fornaroli's lurking on the edge of the box and does go short to Carpenter. Big feet by Carpenter, over to Ott and back out. Cleared by Messi, but only as far as Krajewski. Finds Fornaroli. The other way. For a kick for Dandenong Thunder. Focus for Kranis.
Christy, make sure you talk to the young gun, yeah? Make sure you talk to him. He's occupied.
Again by Krajewski. He's today. We'd like to see his GPS stats here as he tries a little through the legs of Alessi. Finds Wellsmore. It's Fornaroli now. Down the line to Green. Back to Ott. Back to Fornaroli. Again on the back line.
Yeah. We have seen 4 goal spurts this season. Adam Duradovic obviously with 4 against Gully earlier this season. But I've not seen anything of this description, Ross. I think this will certainly set a precedent for the rest of the league for Avondale. I mean, it's very much the most impressive performance we've seen in some time. I think 8 goals in the second half is an incredible feat. There's no discounting that whatsoever. And as for the Thunder, you have to feel for them. You have to feel a degree of empathy for what they've faced. And they've fought for every second ball. You have to say that. For Ilya Quainu and Andy Alderton and the coaching staff, I think you have to echo the sentiment. Just hope that they can recover well ahead of very crucial back end of fixtures as Satan Morai's volley. He might have hit his knee.
Looking ahead for Thunder as well, they do have Hume City next week, as well as South Melbourne, Bentley Greens and Green Valley.
And let's not discount this, Ross. They are not out of a relegation fight at all. They currently sit 13th. They obviously are in quite a perilous position on 12 points, but results can change quickly. If Altona don't get a result this weekend, even St Albans, it's only a 4-point gap at the moment. Obviously, goal difference is not on their side. Bentley Greens have the worst goal difference in the competition with minus 21. Of course, Melbourne City with a huge win several weeks ago, and they also suffered a very heavy loss last night. So, I think contextually, Ross, it's not the worst situation for the Thunder in terms of their relegation battle, but the result as a standalone event says a lot, really, and it's emblematic of what I think really is a strong Avondale outfit rather than a poor Thunder outfit.
Sent into Ott's head again and over the bar, but can head to Avondale's fixtures as well. Upcoming is Dandenong City, followed by Preston Lions, Oakley Cannons and St Albans. Of course, something more lighthearted as well. Neither of these sides are in the Australia Cup, but the draw is Monday, so looking forward to seeing some
Yeah, very, very keen to see.
Clubs in that competition.
Yeah, very excited for the Han Australia Cup. Of course, the Doherty Cup draw was earlier this week, hosted by Steve Curtin. Looking forward to those fixtures. Of course, North Sunshine Eagles taking on the Preston Lions, and Brunswick Juventus up against Heidelberg. Of course, the 5 Han Australia Cup teams. We'll get to that in a second. It's Fornaroli. Leaves a path for Franceschi, twist and twirling. Further right is Green, back to Franceschi, right edge of the area towards the back post. That's too high for Valentini. South Melbourne, Hellas, of course, North Sunshine Eagles. Heidelberg United, Preston Lions with their first national round berth alongside North Sunshine. Very excited to see how they perform. Of course, Heidelberg United, of course, cup finalists last season. They'll be looking to do one better this season and secure continental football for the first time in NPL history. As we approach, well, you would expect the final 15 seconds of this contest, as full time is blown here at Avenger Park. An utterly dominant display of astronomical proportions from Avondale. 8 goals in the second half, and what will go down as a Senol NPL men's Victoria record as it stands, 11-0, and what will be a very, very telling demonstration of what Avondale can do to teams in this competition, Ross. And you have to feel for Thunder, you really do. They fought really hard in that second half. It's hard to face that much duress whilst facing a significant deficit. But they've covered themselves in a very good light, I think. They've been great sportsmen, showed great sportsmanship as well. But, wow. I think many people had questions about Avondale. A lot of rotation ahead of this season. They've shown that when they can be the Avondale of old, they can turn it on.
Well, it was 4 goals for Bruno Fornaroli, 3 for George Ott. A goal by Patrick Flotman, Christian Tracheski, and Blake Carpenter. That gave us all 11 goals here at Avenger Park. I've been off Papadakis. I've been joined by Neil Simons today on this Saturday night. We'll see you for some more Senol NPL men's action later today and tomorrow, as well as next week and beyond.
Thank you very much.
Busy day.